Hello traders, welcome back to Probity Trades YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming across this our YouTube channel, on this channel I share trading opportunities that help you to stay consistently profitable. I share opportunities in the market all across different assets, forex, cryptos, indices, and the likes. So in this episode, I'm currently watching three particular assets, or let me say currency pair or instrument rather per se, that is likely to give a long-term opportunities. This is strictly for those who love to swing or position trade. Day traders can also capitalize on this move. This helps you to trade in a particular direction. So I don't want to talk much because I don't want this video to be too long. Let's just get right straight to it. I have three Bitcoin. Okay, let me just try to Bitcoin, SP500, and gold. So let's start with Bitcoin since this is what we have currently on our chart. Now, if we look at Bitcoin, this is the monthly flow of Bitcoin. For past months, the market has really been trending to the downside. Yes, for non-traders, they say the market is really crashing, but of course, we know that there are times whereby what people call crashing is just retracement before the bull run can actually get started again. So what I'm seeing right here is a very strong corrective move that has happened on Bitcoin, this movement to the downside. And whenever we have a retracement like this, what usually follow is another impulsive leg. Previously, we have this retracement. A lot of people panic around this region too. This happened 2021 when Bitcoin trade up to 60,000 per coin, then price drop aggressively down to 13,000. Let's even look at the percentage drop. Price drop from this peak and drop down here. This is about 76% drop. In fact, a lot of people that buy at this particular point will have a lot of frustration at this period. But then what happened after then? We have the bull runs come into play and market just trend up. Now, one of the things that we need to understand when it comes to technical analysis is that price tends to react to obvious higher time frame zones. Obvious higher time frame zone. If we look from this top when price dropped down here, price actually reacted to this particular zone. Price reacted to this previous high that was created here. So this happened 2017 when Bitcoin was even trading around 16,000. So we break above it. Those who trade a breakout momentum, we break out, then we came back to retest. We have another momentum candlestick coming in play, and price surge from this 15,000 up to 123,000, and now we have that pullback coming back again. A very obvious point that price is reacting to currently is this previous high that was created 2021. All of these points, and we can see our price come there twice, and we've had rejection from these 2 points. So if you now go, before we go lower to another lower time frame, I would like to share something with you here using a trend channel. Look at this trend channel. This is what we call ascending trend channel, and one of the best usage of this is that whenever price gets to the extreme top of the channel, price tends to drop. Whenever price gets to the extreme low of the channel, price tends to go up. Now, price is currently trading at the extreme low of the trend channel, which signals that we may start seeing buying momentums in the market. And this is not just based on the trend channel alone. We have price reacting to a previous high, and price has come to hit. If we did have bullish signals right here, this is going to look like a possible double bottom for us. So if we now scale things lower to the weekly chart, you can see on the weekly chart we have this This was the first reaction. We push up, price come in contact with this minor resistance, then price drops lower again. So if we take things further down to the day chart, now on the day chart we can see that price has started to give us candle confirmation. In fact, I'm going to be longing this as soon as possible because we already have candle confirmation. This is a morning star that was first created. Those who are my students understand that I usually say to them that don't enter from the first candlestick. So this was the first candlestick pattern, price drops lower, and then we have another morning star giving us a smaller double bottom. So if you want to trade this based on long term, you are not looking for a tighter stop loss. In fact, if you place your trade here, your stop should come below this level. Your stop should come below this level, and then our first level target is right here, which is going to be ratio 3. And in extension, based on long term view, in extension we are expecting another long impulsive movement. Let's go back to that monthly chart. You can see we are expecting another long impulsive movement. So if you are an investor that is looking to buy some crypto, Bitcoin per se, I think this is the right time for you to do that. You can buy and hold for as long as possible. Before price will get here, this might be a year time or 2 years time, but along the way, if you are swinging, you can take your profit along the way, lock in some profit as price move in your favor. So that is that on Bitcoin. So the next one here is S&P 500. S&P 500. Now, if you look at S&P 500 as well, the market is trending up. One of the things that I love when it comes to how did I put it? The kind of structure that I love to trade is when the market is actually trending. When market is ranging or we are in a choppy state, my techniques struggle in that kind of market condition. But when the market is actually very bullish or very bearish, that way in fact I have more confidence in trades during this period. So I have my key levels plotted on S&P 500, and we can see that price is aggressively pushing to the upside. Next thing here, if we switch down to the weekly chart, we can see this beautiful push. I love to put on my channel. If I put this channel like this, it is currently not fitting to the current market condition right here. So I have to bring another one that's going to cut across what happened here to connect with this and then extend further. This way, this one is no longer working with what the market is currently doing. So I take this off and then I clone that, take it to the high of this. Now, what do you notice? Just as I've explained earlier, when market gets to the extreme top, we drop. When we get to the extreme bottom, we are going to push higher. These are the extreme bottom, and you can see how price reacted so well. Even if you are a day trader or scalper, this technique still works very well on the lower time frame. I just love to trade on the higher time frame. I love to swing. So this here happens here, and we can see that we have a very strong impulsive movement. Now price is currently trading at the extreme top, which might lead to a retracement for price, then before we can continue that move upward. So on S&P 500, we might be expecting a short-term sell before we have our long-term projection. So if at all we are going to look for sell opportunity in this type of trade, since it is against the trend, it is very, very advisable to lower down your risk. Cut your risk by half, since we want to trade short-term against the trend. So it is best that we lower our risks. And if you pay attention to structure, you can see that we had a false break at this region. This is a false break. Price closed back with a daily candle close, a bearish engulfing candle close. Now we are currently retesting this point. We can look for candle reaction around this region to start shorting this market all the way down. So Our entry usually comes on to the 4 hour or the 1 hour time frame. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, one of my favorite entry techniques is to use the counter trend line break. If I have it like this to me is not okay because it's kind of steepy. I will not want to use this. I will use my other entry technique, which is exhaustion, weakness, and momentum. Currently, momentum is coming into the market. If this current candlestick close like this, when you will be watching this video, of course, I will already be short on S&P 500. Then my stop is going to be above this high. This is where I want to get from, because if we should have any bullish momentum breaking above again, it means that the buyers are still very strong in the market. So I'll be looking to short all the way down because I'm expecting a very deep retracement on S&P 500. And lastly, gold. Let's also look at gold. If we look at gold on the monthly chart, we can see this has been a very strong bullish movement. And if we look at the weekly chart, we will see that price started to drop all the way down. A lot of people usually say don't short gold, always buy gold. Why do they say this? Because we consider gold to be a long-term investment asset where a lot of people put in their money. So on a longer time view, gold usually moved up. Even when we have a very aggressive move to the downside, gold will still eventually push to the upside. Now, what I'm seeing currently on this chart is that I am seeing this trend line. No, I think it's from here. Yes, this trend line. If we look at this weekly trend line, price has reacted. This is the first touch to establish the trend line. This is the second touch to establish the trend line, and you know that your trade opportunity can come from the third touch. And now price is at the third touch. We have a strong candlestick during this week, pierced through. Now the sellers get rejected. This is not just an ordinary rejection. This is telling us that these are buyers protecting this level. So it will need to scale into a more lower time frame to see how buyers are reacting at this level. And if buyers stood their ground on this particular zone, we may see gold start rallying back to the upside. So now let's look at the daily charts. On the day chart, we can see this bullish candlestick, and that is called Arami candlestick, and it is very strong. It is closing at least 75% of the previous bearish Marubozu candlestick, indicating that buyers are getting stronger in this market. So we can still narrow things down to a more lower time frame for entry. If I'm going to bring out my counter trend line on 4 hour, price already breaks through with a strong 4 hour candlestick. This is looking like a retest on this level, and trust me, we might be having some kind of push to the upside on gold. But for now, I'm still going to wait for more candle confirmation, and we might be looking for entry around this region. So if you move out to 4 hour, so we might be looking for entry around this region for a possible long opportunity on gold. So if this current point holds, we are expecting gold to actually start its movement to the upside. Thank you for watching this far. If you really love this episode, like this video, comment below, follow if you haven't done so, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'm going to see you in the next call. Thank you.